This is terrifying. The IRS are issuing a new dystopian procedure to take every single penny from you they can. Because what have we seen happen over the past 2 to 3 years? We're seeing governments take on mountains and mountains of debt. At the same time, interest rates on those debts have gone from 1% to 5%. So this is leaving governments around the world, not just the US, but Australia, Europe as well. They're scrambling for money. They're scrambling to repay those debts. And the IRS has just announced a new dystopian procedure that they're going to be using to find every single penny from you they can. Now, this is on top of other controversial procedures the IRS just implemented last year. So this is a very, very important update, everyone. It's definitely going to affect every single way you do your taxes and your money. So let's not waste any time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. So I don't know if you remember this one, everyone. I reported on this last year. So before I get into this news story, I just want to quickly cover this. What you need to know about next year's $600 reporting rule from the IRS. So this was about the $600 rule that involves payments through third-party transactions such as Venmo and PayPal, as we can see here. So this was very controversial, and people were getting sent the 10099 form just for small or single transactions, the 10099K to be exact, to disclose their income. Now, again, this was very controversial. It got a lot of people upset because people were getting sent these forms from transfers from selling something at a garage sale or selling something to family or receiving money from family. But again, there's a very, very new dystopian way the IRS is going to be coming after you. So look at this, everyone. The IRS will now start to use AI to restore tax fairness and stop tax evasion schemes. So again, with like all these new announcements, they try to, say a great reason why they're doing, because they want tax fairness and to stop tax evasion schemes. And face value, that seems great, that seems fair, but really what we know, this is going to lead to a lot of problems. Because even though AI is a new revolutionary technology and it will eventually change the world, there still is a lot of issues with it, and there's still going to be a lot of errors in it. Like what we're seeing with other countries that have tried to use AI, or robo debt collectors, and they automatically send these letters to people saying you owe this amount, and there's no way to speak to a human. There's no way to speak to a real person that can see the obvious error. They just keep on seeing the letters keep getting sent to them. The people come to try to collect the debt. This can lead to a lot of mental health, a lot of stress for people that are getting these letters in error. And remember when computers came out and everything went online, it went through the system. And sometimes I'll call companies for very, very simple errors. For example, I pay my bill, but I get a letter saying I haven't paid my bill. And I would provide proof to them that I paid my bill, but they'll say, no, the system says you haven't paid your bill, you must pay. But you literally could show them video proof that you walked in the store, you could show them receipt you paid, but they say, no, the system says you haven't paid. Well, could you start to see the same thing start to happen with this artificial intelligence? We get an error, but they say the algorithm, the AI says you haven't paid this tax. Where you could show them receipts. No. Can I speak to a person? I've paid my tax. No, the algorithm says you haven't paid your tax. Pay now. And you're like, that's it, blah, blah, blah. And you get a bit rowdy, you get a bit annoyed. Ooh, we're noticing some tension. The algorithm's picking up some tension here. We're now notifying the authorities and they're coming to investigate, and you get a knock at the door. We all know Biden's cashed up and armed up the IRS with a lot of new tools and a lot of new, guess I could say, weapons that they have now at their disposal to encourage people to pay that tax debt. But let's dive a bit deeper into this report on exactly what's going to be happening. So artificial intelligence is a new tool of the IRS thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act funding. So again, what's this got to do with reducing inflation? Kind of reminds you of the Patriot Act, which wasn't patriotic at all. So listen to this, everyone. Capitalizing on Inflation Reduction Act funding and following a top to bottom review of enforcement efforts, the Internal Revenue Service announced today that the start of a sweeping historical effort to restore fairness in tax compliance by shifting more attention onto high income earners, partnerships, large corporations, and promoters abusing the nation's tax laws. Which sounds fair, and they definitely should be doing that. But we all see the tool they use. First, they go after the wealthy, and then it slowly trickles down, and then all of a sudden people earning 20, 30, 40, 50,000 are getting taxed to death as well. So again, the changes will be driven with the help of improved technology as well as artificial intelligence that would help IRS compliance teams better detect tax cheating, identify emerging compliance threats, and improve case selection tools to avoid burdening taxpayers with needless no change audits. Now, the IRS publication on the Earned Income Tax Credit contains this amusing statement. IRS estimates that between 21% to 26% of EITC claims are paid in error. Some of the errors are unintentional, caused by complexity of the law, but some of the claims are intentional disregard of the law. So everyone, this is just more and more proof that the IRS is going to get much more heavy-handed. They're going to be coming for every single penny you got. And unlike what they said in 2020, remember when they said, look guys, we're going to print these trillions and trillions of dollars. We're going to add all this stimulus out there in the economy, but don't worry, we won't increase your taxes. There'll be no tax increases. Well, they completely lied. Now they're about to tax you to death because the government is severely in debt. And the only way they can repay the debt is by inflating away the debt, making inflation skyrocket, so it pushes you all into a higher tax bracket, and also to increase taxes as well. So everyone, what do you think about all of this? Let me know down below. Now, for my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.